Welcome back, everyone, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, as we continue our Confederate campaign. It is June of 1862, and we are very near to having the draft. Once we have the draft in 18 days, I'll be able to get the rest of those units going, and hopefully we can stay somewhat close to what the Union does. Let's dive in and see what happens today. There it is. Men between 20 and 45 of age, eligible to serve. Substitutes wanted. We have it. Now, let's take a look at our policies. Actually, that wasn't us. That was them. So, boy, that was good timing. Because I think they just did the same thing. So, there's conscription for us. They did the Enrollment Act. So, we're going to be able to hopefully keep up with them now. Let's go ahead and take a look at policies. Impressment Act, 26 days. Would actually reduce the cost of supplies, increase recruits, but we already have the draft, so we don't necessarily need to do that. Halting the cotton trade, 21 days. What would that do? Cotton demand in Europe, plus 10. European relations, plus 10. Let's do it, because we are currently at 56% now, European intervention, so we're getting there slowly. All right, let's take a look at what we've got available to us. Because now with the draft, we should have a lot more available options for recruits. Only 12,000 right now, just in West Virginia. That's weird. So it'll probably take a little time for that to kick in and for those to start to become available. All right, we lost 3 more ships in our Savannah squadron that was just attacked by Cape Cod Bay Squadron number 3. They've got 140 guns on 11 ships. The Portland Squadron's also making its way down with a significant number of ships. We don't have a lot of troops in Fort Pulaski or Fort Walker, so I'm going to go ahead and get some recruited in those units. From what we can, anyway. There's not a lot there available to us right now, but let's go ahead and add what we can. It's going to take 55 days to get something there. Jeez. Not great. And we'll do the same here. 67 days. So we're really slow right now on new recruits. And even though I passed the draft, we're not seeing available draftees at the moment because they're all getting absorbed into existing units that are suffering because of attrition. Okay, so it looks like most of the Union troops I know about are not over in this way, so we're going to make another move with Jackson towards Fort Woodbury, and if we can take Fort Woodbury, we might move on Paducah and even Cairo. But then again, he may still have an army up here that I just don't see. We'll find out here shortly. The Army of Tennessee is sitting up here. I may have to pull them back to Nashville if I see him make a move, but I don't see that happening at the moment. Oh, wait. So he's got a first corps that's moving by water. There's 30,000 men. So that is a problem. We're going to have to stay put, and we're going to have to build up Jackson's force as soon as we're able to. Cotton trade slows down. Demand in Europe increases. Record high cotton prices. So let's take a look. British intervention's now at 60%, and that should add an additional 10% to that. With halting the cotton trade. Alright, looks like that first corps is going to come after us with the Western Army. 29,000, actually, yeah, close to 30,000 men and 80 guns against our 17,000 men and 31 guns. Stonewall Jackson's going to have to pull one out of his hat against David Hunter if we're going to have a chance in this one. Okay, he's going to come in from this side, and he's either going to try to cross here or go over here and head for that objective. I'm going to assume he's headed for the objective. I'm going to send the Purple Aces to go cover the Stone Bridge and hold everybody else over here in the assumption that he's going to go for this crossing here. I'm going to try to build some fortifications there and dig in as best I can to hold against overwhelming numbers. Well, he's definitely heading for the bridge because he's already got some artillery crossing just in time for the Buckeye Blazers to hit them and destroy them. So we'll hit that artillery. I actually sent both cavalry units out there, anticipating he might try to cross there. So these guys made the mistake of getting out in front of the rest of their army. And holy cow, how did the Buckeye Blazers break without losing a single man? There must be a problem with our morale with those guys. Dang, I don't know what happened there. Our morale's only 63. Alright. Hopefully Purple Aces can do this a little better. The main thing I'm worried about is, now that they've crossed, there's probably more behind them that are going to cross too. And this is going to completely throw things off if he's able to cross at that spot while I'm dug in over here. Alright, hit them. Hit them before they can do their thing. Alright, there we go. That time we wiped them out. No time to dally here, boys. We need to get over here and cover the crossing. So we took out one unit of cavalry or of artillery. Now the problem is we got to wait for orders to get there, and those orders are going to take a while because Stonewall Jackson's way over here with the rest of the army. But it looks like the artillery was all by itself. All right, let's go ahead and dismount, and then cover that crossing. We don't have a lot of range with these Burnside carbines, but we should be able to cover that bridge pretty well. We're nearly done building our parapets, and then we're just going to cover this crossing at Roberts Ford. Here they come. Parapets aren't quite done yet. But they're definitely coming down this way. I'm holding one brigade in reserve just in case. The Buckeye Blazers are hopefully going to calm down, and then they'll be available too. So he's hitting me with artillery right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and lay down all of my men until he starts moving in for an attack. That will keep our casualties from artillery to a minimum. I've got my own artillery firing, and they themselves are under artillery fire, so we've got to be careful here. These are 12-pounder howitzers. In fact, I'm going to probably start having them do counter battery fire. I don't have a lot to hold there, but that's all I've got at the moment, so. He seems pretty content to just sit here and shell it out because he's got the objective, so he doesn't really have to do anything. Eventually things will just shift further and further his way, so I've got to disrupt things a little bit somehow. I don't want to come out of my position. I just don't have the manpower to do that. But I'm sending my cav around. The problem is, of course, that any orders are going to take a long time to get there. So I just got to kind of do this slowly, and I'm going to move them in to position up here and see if we can't draw his attention a little bit from up here behind him. Even if we can get a couple of units to start moving, we can make some noise. Well, I got the attention of at least one unit. Sumner's brigade, the West Virginia brigade, is making its way toward my 2 brigades of cavalry that I've got up here. So I'm trying to get them into a little bit better of a formation. But again, orders just take forever right now. The Purple Aces only have 1,300 men. That was a smaller unit when I had to create them. Eventually they'll make their way to be bigger. We've got Burnside carbines and we've got Maynard carbines. 12 rounds a minute. 9 rounds a minute, but short range. Okay, here we go. We moved into range so we can start firing. Pretty even numbers as far as the number of men, but of course we can fire about 4 times as fast as he can. That also means we're going to run out of ammunition 4 times faster. So we'll see how it works out. So far, 74 losses for me. We're estimating 150 for him. So we're causing 2-to-1 casualties. That's good. Let's see if we can't get over here. It's going to take a long time for this to happen. Let's see if we can't get Ransom over there. I don't know how much more daylight we have. Casualties are racking up fast. That's the only thing I'm worried about. We're already down to 50 rounds. This is going to be a limited time that we can fire like this. 130 to 200. Come on, Ransom, get over there. Somehow we got to sneak through a courier over to that side. We may run out of daylight before that happens, though. Alright, we're up to 250 casualties versus 400. Come on, Ransom, get there. At least he hasn't turned any of his guns on me. That was the thing I was worried about. Although he might not be able to. Come on, Buckeye Blazers. Hang on as long as you can. In the grand scheme of things, we're probably not making a huge difference in the battle. But at least we can do something. It's a little after 8 o'clock. It's August, so we'll have at least another hour of daylight. We're getting low on ammo already. Yeah, down to 17 rounds, man. Come on, guys, fire. There we go. So Greg's lost 500 men. We've inflicted something like 850 casualties. Sumner's not going to be able to withstand that, but that's just one brigade, unfortunately. Oh, he's sending a second one now. I shouldn't be surprised by that. Almost out of ammo. We'll definitely have to redeploy these guys when we run out of daylight. There's no way we're going to be able to take on another brigade. Now Ransom's taking the casualties. West Virginia Brigade, yeah, I knew it had to be a matter of time before they broke. They took more than 50% casualties. Alright. Now we just got to hang on for the end of the night and then redeploy the cavalry, get them out of there. There we go. Alright, you redeployed them back to my side, so I couldn't even keep them there if I wanted to, which is probably for the best, because the way the orders were going, it would have taken too long to get them back. We lost a lot of men and guns from that unit. I had to pull them back. I really hope he'll attack, but he just really doesn't have a lot of reason to. So I think we're probably going to be stuck just sitting here until we have no choice but to withdraw. We've inflicted 1,800 casualties, lost 900. But the objective is going to be the difference here. Alright, well, I had to go ahead and pull out. He was racking up all the points from holding the objective. There was no way I was going to attack, and I can't risk that small force that I have over there when I'm already limited in number. So 1,800 casualties for David Hunter's 1st Corps, a little over 1,000 for ours, but we live to fight another day, and we'll link up with the main army in Nashville and try to hold there. Alright, I'm looking at Virginia now, and the 1st Corps has been sitting here outside of Richmond for quite a while, and I'm not a fan of it, so I'm going to see what I can do about it. I've also got Longstreet's 1st Corps, which is now elite. I'll go with that flag there. 2nd Corps probably isn't far behind getting there, so we've got Ambulance Corps 3 for him. So we got 34,000 men there. He's got 26,000 from the Army of the James there. So we're going to send Longstreet up there. And I'm going to send Johnston to deal with the 1st Corps. I'm still waiting. Our manpower is just not going up. I don't understand why. If we pass the draft, we can't get men. Usually the draft made a bunch of new men available, but that isn't happening this time around, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. So we're going to have to make something happen here. I don't know if it's because of the blockade. We're severely blockaded. But we are getting close. We're at 77% toward British intervention. I would think by spring of 63 we might be there if nothing else changes. Maybe a couple of victories will help with that. We'll see if we can't make something happen here. This one's going to be at Fredericksburg. We're just not quite close enough now to the Second Corps to engage at the moment. So let's get a little closer. Looks like Johnston might get there first. He is. Oh yeah, this is going to be a piece of cake because we're actually going to get the reinforcements from the First Corps in about a day. So I'm slowly moving my army up into this position here. I'm not in any hurry. He's sitting in somewhere around this area, probably fortified. And so I'm going to wait for the other corps to arrive, and I'm going to hit him with both corps at once, use overwhelming numbers rather than trying to engage him when the numbers are relatively even at the moment right now. You can see that. I mean, I've still got a little bit of an edge, but he has no guns. That's really interesting. Okay, it's day 2. We've got about 8 hours until our second corps, or our first corps arrives, because this is the second corps. We're going to sit tight. We'll sit here and use the artillery, get them into an advantageous position where they can shell the enemy, and we'll wait our 8 hours until Longstreet arrives with his corps, and then we'll make our move. Maybe we can draw him out in the meantime. Alright, well, I've been pushing forward on my left flank just to see if I could engage him, and we started engaging some of his skirmishers just as Longstreet's first corps has arrived. So let's go ahead and get them into position. Once they're into position, we'll make our move. You can see he's fortified here, so if nothing else, what will happen is the first corps can hold the line here, and then we can move in with the second corps where he's kind of disheveled a little bit. I've got the advantage in morale, the advantage in numbers. I don't have the objective, which is the only thing he has going for him. So I think we'll go ahead and start moving these divisions forward. Longstreet into about right there. Get it all sorted out. Nice wide open battlefield here around New Hope Church. Hamden Sydney boys. You can kind of see who it is from left to right. Interested to see what he does. He doesn't appear to be doing much of anything so far. We're going to bring the sexy division up. To right about here once they get into line. Alright, here he comes now. He's making a move. So far, it's just going to be all our skirmishers that are engaging him. I'm actually going to pull them back now. Engage with my main line. Alright, what are we waiting on here? Not even going to need the first corps. I just wanted to wait for him before I made my attack. McLaws only has 2 brigades in his division right now, the Allegheny Raiders and the 1st Armagh Irish. They're going to take the brunt of this attack, it seems. Alright, let's move Anderson up. Connaught Rangers are right here with their Enfields. The Black Watch. Actually, they all have Enfields, which are British-made rifles. We're just going to light up guys like the 1st Cavalry here. Yeah, he's got no chance. No chance at all. It's taking Longstreet's men forever to get into line, though. Let's get the Green Berets going. Who's low on ammo already? Oh, it's got to be the skirmishers. We broke 2 of his brigades already. Not entirely sure what Anderson's doing here. Let's push Anderson up. Alright, I think we're good now with the Sexy Division. We're going to go ahead and move forward with them. We're just going to close this gap. I don't think it's going to take much more, actually. That's not Ulysses S. Grant, is it? Or is it somebody else with that name? We'll find out when we're done. We'll look at the order of battle. Alright, we're just going to go after this guy now. We're going to close on ranks on all sides. Guess I didn't even need the 1st Corps. About as one side of the battle as we're going to see in this fight. Looks like Granger got nominated to be the guy to stay behind and hold everybody off while he retreats. Slow and steady wins the race. Hopefully we don't run out of daylight before we finish them off. There we go. Alright, we'll let the numbers play out and then we'll see who did the damage today. 1,900 casualties versus 5,000 estimated for the 1st Corps. That is a major Confederate victory. Let's take a look at the numbers. Alright, I want to look at the combat report. 4,900 inflicted casualties, almost all by the 2nd Corps, and the majority of those by McLaw's division. 1,000 each inflicted by the Allegheny Raiders and the Armagh Irish. Those are the ones who did all the heavy lifting in this one. But we also had some help from the Confederate Royal Division, specifically the... No, it wasn't them. I think it was the Black Watch. These numbers are... The names are so long that they kind of overlap a little bit. Yeah, it was. We just can't quite click on it. But anyway, good day. Good day for us. Let's go ahead and take a look at the situation as we wrap this episode up. So as we wrap this up, it's September 11th of 1862, and we have driven off the 1st Corps. We're probably very soon going to enter into combat with the 2nd Corps. So I'm going to start moving my 2nd Corps north so they can help out in that fight as well. The Navy's a problem, the blockade is a real problem, but we're going to get some help. We're at 78% on British intervention. So assuming there's nothing else the Union can do, and I don't think there is, anything else that the Union can do to affect this. I think very soon we're going to see British intervention happen. I'm working on the financial situation. 13 and a half days till we get government funding too. That'll help with my credit rating. I don't think there's anything else I can do as far as acts go that are going to have an impact on British intervention. Blockade runners will help with trade war subsidies, but the last thing I need is to spend more money right now. Militia Act 3 will increase my recruitment quotas. That might be what I need to do next to get my numbers up. I just can't seem to get above 165,000 fielded manpower. We are starting to see a little bit more drafts available. 3,600 is the biggest number I've seen so far. So I think that probably means we're going to start being able to get these last units recruited fairly soon. See, it's only showing 518 here and 1,000 volunteers. I don't know why we can't get those numbers higher. Maybe somebody can suggest something to me that will help me out figuring that out. All right, we're going to wrap it up right there. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. We will get the rest of those units in soon. We got a long way to go in this campaign. It is far, far, far from finished. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.